I really want to talk more about your development team. You said you have a development team of 100 plus engineers. They're spread all across the world. You said a little bit about how you manage that, but I think I'm a big fan of remote work. How do you coordinate that? Because that must be quite different from having them all in the same building, which would probably be very nice. How do you manage that?
Yeah, it is nice to have everybody in the same building, and sometimes we have most people in the same building at a given time. But it's a remote team, and you said 100 plus is actually 200 plus, so we've got a number of people here, and I have to tell you, one of the things that we have to rely on is our product. So DevRev uses DevRev in a meaningful way. So search, analytics, and workflows, they matter to us, in every facet of the word. I often use automations to do theme level aggregation. So there's a tremendous amount of work that goes into us understanding, are we reaching our goals? So you have to be able to interpret what a goal was. If the goal is not clear, somebody has to take the action of clarifying the goals. Once the goals are clear, we try to understand who are the people who are dedicated to reaching those goals, who are the shared resources on those goals. And we sort of thematically understand how to cluster people towards these themes, these rocks, these pebbles, the sand work. And by doing so, we understand how to sort of connect people to real outcomes over periods of time, right? Over a month, over a quarter. And by doing so, we sort of make sure that there's enough direction, there's enough oversight that's coming through, and things can get escalated. Most of the time, I can actually review the themes. There's typically not that many themes. I can actually even connect with people on a bi-weekly basis across all themes. And then between that and making sure that people are doing monthly retrospectives within their pods, and then of course at the quarterly level, as we come together with the core leads and do planning, so that the next level of themes, the rocks and the pebbles, are planned together, and those outcomes are clarified to some degree, and then sort of you get to 100% over your own sort of next several weeks. It seems to be a pretty good process for us. We do still appreciate that face-to-face contact, so we try to make sure that folks like myself and others are visiting different sites. So I'll go to Argentina, I'll go to Europe, I'll go to India, I'll go elsewhere, and I'll meet people and sit with them and just make sure that they understand what I'm about and I understand what they're about. And I think that helps sort of make sure that that human connection is not lost. But that human connection is no longer about me asking for dubious updates on a weekly level. It's now about something that's more important to the business. It's about understanding how to do outcome-based planning. It's about understanding how to create ambition. It's about understanding how to sort of unblock ourselves by creating a better toolkit for ourselves, and creating playbooks for consistent behaviors. And those are things that I feel I can do a better job of conveying. I can write some of those things down. I can help sort of talk about them when I'm there in person, understanding how to create influence, understanding how to help each other, understanding how to build on each other's ideas. I feel like I'm being more valuable to the company by focusing on those things, and that's kind of what we do.
So more on the human aspect and the actual admin updates retrieval. Yeah,
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you have this really large team of engineers, 200 plus. As you said, you've grown into leadership over the years. What are your core beliefs? What kind of a leader are you?
Yeah, I think I try to bring some kind of imaginative intelligence. I'm generally the type of person that sort of tries to, have a person think about how to go from a three-star experience to a five-star experience. And I think for me, that's my way of um, teaching, is by helping people understand how to develop ambition. And I try to lead with positive energy and enthusiasm for the work. I think that works best at companies like DevRev, startups, where it's all about where we're going rather than what we've done over the last 10 years or 20 years. I think it's important for people to align what they're naturally uh, good at, or what they naturally bias towards focusing on, with what the needs of an enterprise are. And for me, my sort of bias towards thinking ahead and understanding how to do things really, really well, I think aligns with what DevRev has to do, which is think big and make sure that whatever it's doing in a way that it has a certain level of refinement and sophistication, so that we can continue to sort of meet the needs of what customers are expecting from us.
I think it's very different from working for a corporate or somewhere else. Indeed, a scale up makes it Scale up like DevRev is very different to work for, I'm sure.
It is. It is. And, you know, I think you can always be yourself in any enterprise, but of course, what aspects of your skills, your talent, your toolkit are being exposed and leveraged, differs. And yeah, I have to say, you know, obviously having worked at a much bigger company prior to this, I was still able to be myself and sort of apply myself to some extent, right? But when you have a company like this and you're able to kind of have that much more command over what's happening and that much more influence, it just makes it more satisfying because you know that whatever is working, you had a hand to play in that, and whatever's not working is also your responsibility to correct. So from that perspective, being hands-on matters. I think having some level of optimism for the future has to be the case, and that's kind of where we're at.